Rather than continue to fight the X algorithm, I have decided to finally abandon my account there. Let me explain why. My name is John and you listen to the techleader.pro podcast. It is week 11 of 2025, Sunday the 16th of March. You're very welcome guys, I hope you had a lovely week. Back in December of 2024, I wrote a blog entry explaining the reasons why I would not be renewing my Premium Plus subscription on X, and I will link to that blog in the show notes for this episode. My main reasons were the following. Firstly, my X feed not being fully ad-free does not bother me. Secondly, the reply boost is only relevant if you post a lot of replies to big accounts. I stopped doing this when I realized that it was not worth the effort. Thirdly, I have this techleader.pro blog since 2001 for writing articles, and have no reason to switch to X for blogging full time. And finally, fourthly, Radar is a genuinely confusing product that I tried to use only once. I also provided some suggestions in that blog entry for what would draw me back to paying for a Premium Plus subscription. Check out the blog entry for those. Recently, my frustration with X has been increasing dramatically. Firstly, the For You algorithm suggests posts to me that are of little or no interest, and some of them are genuinely horrifying. They are definitely not for me. Secondly, in spite of having roughly 9,000 followers, my engagement is terrible. Most of my followers no longer see my posts thanks to the For You becoming the default view on X, and the algorithm barely recommends my posts there, even when I was paying for a Premium Plus account. Thirdly, X is actively reducing the visibility of posts with links in them, which in my opinion is just dumb. It goes against the ethos of the open internet that I definitely subscribe to and have done since the very beginning. And fourthly, the fact is that if you ask Grok, which is the X AI, it will gladly give you your score on your profile. What that score is used for is unclear, but if the algorithm is calculating one for each account on X, it's safe to assume that it is being used for ranking. The final straw for me came when I recently posted a response to one of my own posts, and the algorithm flagged it immediately with the following warning, quote, "Visibility limited. This post may violate X's rules against hateful conduct," end quote. Here is the full content of the post in question, so you can judge for yourself. When I used the term blank in this quote, please be aware that it's a coarse word that sounds a little bit like hit, and I want to keep this audio clean. So, quote, "My karate teacher drives a Model Y. I'd love to see some crusty try to give him some blank for driving it," end quote. Doesn't seem that bad to me, but hey ho, that's just my opinion. To further chastise me, X also sent me an automated email warning to a similar effect. Ironically, my post was in support of people who own Tesla cars that have been attacked. The threat I implied in my post is purely hypothetical and not directed at anybody real. On the contrary, the hypothetical scenario in my post would be an act of defending one's property from the attacks being widely reported in the news recently. Those attacks on cars are real. Again, to be clear, my post was in response to myself, and nobody else was mentioned in the thread. So who exactly was I being hateful towards? Crusties? I never mentioned anyone by name in the post, or any political or religious group. Is this because I am no longer paying, or because I mentioned a certain car model? It's all very odd. And whatever happened to freedom of speech on X? That's a joke. I see far worse content in my For You feed daily. Regardless, I'm done with dealing with X. It is not even worth posting links to my blog posts or podcast entries on there, as the algorithm will suppress them for containing links. Truly, it has become yet another online ghetto, and the best thing you can do in any ghetto is to work out your escape plan. I will no longer be shouting into the void on X. I will no longer be paying for a subscription on X. I will no longer be providing training material for Grok via my posts. I have deleted them. I'm done. And not because I dislike Elon. Actually, I'm very neutral on him. But because the service itself frustrates me more than it pleases me. And life is too short, you guys. So I'm going back to old school blogging and podcasting, and that's it. If you like my content, you can follow me on YouTube, on Spotify, or check out my blog, techleader.pro. But I'm really going to start retracting from social media. It's just such a waste of time. Okay, we'll leave it there, guys. I hope you have a great week, and we'll talk to you next time. And if you want to keep on using X, go ahead and do so. I don't judge you. Take care. Talk to you next time.